Hello and welcome back. Now, in our previous sessions, when we were working with 3D on VR, the problem we have is we doesn't have the Oculus headset, meaning that every student cannot test the job that he has done on virtual reality on Oculus headsets. Or when you devise an application or when you build a particular program, it should be built in such a way though that if a person doesn't have virtual reality headset like Oculus or Lenovo or any headset like this, he should be able to assess that content on his regular PC or mobile. And for this, we have to develop our VR applications on the web. So we have to make web applications. And when we have to make web applications, we already know that we have to use JavaScript libraries like 3JS. Now, we have already discussed about how to use 3JS, how to do manual coding in our previous session. And for students who are not exposed to coding, they may find it very difficult to understand this concept. So to make things easier for them, we are going to use a third-party tool to build VR and 3D applications. So instead of coding, we are going to make use of a tool which is built right into Blender. So when we use this tool, the kind of applications that we are going to develop, I will show you some samples of these applications that we are going to develop now. So here, say the first example I will show you is satvik.com/ you type crane. So this is a link I am going to show you. And you can see here, this is a 3D model of a crane. So if I click close here, you can rotate around and see this model. This model has been created in Blender. And now the advantage of this is, okay, this is changing the interface color. And say for example, if I click on switch to free mode here, I will click close. Now I can select every part and you can also hear the sound. Okay, and I can also attach accessories to it. You can see here. I can touch, attach, and I can click yes. So I can select this and I can attach various accessories like this. And I can rotate it in this angle. Okay, when I click here, so this is totally an interactive presentation. See, it moves like this. So this kind of presentation, see, you can see, I can rotate it, I can show it. So this kind of application, this is running in pure web. So to build applications like this, we are going to use a third-party software called as Verge3D. I will show you one more sample. Say for example, instead of crane here, if I am going to type, say for example, scooter. So if I type scooter here, now you can see an automobile scooter, and here the advantage is I can change the color of the scooter like this. See, I can choose any of the scooter. And you can also see here, you have interactive buttons. If I click here, the light is switched on. I will click again, light is switched off. If I click here, you can see the stand is applied. If I click again, it is removed. If I click here, see the stand is applied. This will open the backlight. So if you want to see, this is on, and even for example, here if I close this, and now I can add various accessories like this. See, I can change the accessories. See, I can change various types of accessories. You can see the front area is changed. I can change the seat cover. See, I can choose different kind of seat cover. I can also now click on the wheel here and I can change the wheel. What kind of wheel I require, I can change it. These kind of customized applications, building these kind of complicated applications are done using a third party software called verge3D, and we are now going to explore this software. So let us now come back, and now what I want you to do is launch Blender. So I have already installed Blender. Install the latest version of Blender, and after installing Blender, now in your browser, come to a website called, you just type verge3D, and if you click on verge3D, this will come to a software company called as soft8soft.com. Using 3JS, they have developed this tool. You can just click on this link. And when you click on this link, you will be taken to this verge3D. And here, you can go here and click on get verge3D. And when you click on get verge3D, you have verge3D available for Blender, 3ds Max, Maya, and here I am going to choose for Blender, and on Windows if I click it, this is going to get downloaded. So let us now first download the software. So this software is now downloaded to my download folder. So I will right click on this, go to run as administrator, and then click next, and here click agree, and let all these options be on. Click next and click install. So this is now going to get installed. So now this entire verge3D package will be installed on your hard disk. So now where this software will be installed, it will be in the C drive program files. You have a folder called verge3D created. verge3D for Blender. You can see the folder, and inside this you have all these related files installed over here. Now the next thing what we have to do is, now come to Blender and now launch Blender. Select Blender and I'll click on run as administrator, and I am going to launch Blender. And now I am using 3.3.1, the latest version. Now come to edit. In Blender edit preferences, you have add-ons here. Coming to add-ons, here, come here and type Verge, and you can see Verge3D plugin here. Click on this and enable this plugin. So once you enable this plugin, you close the preferences. You can immediately in your Blender scene see two new buttons added here. One is sneak peek and another is app manager. So when I click on sneak peek, whatever scene you have opened here, this will open in a browser. So if I click here, so you can now see this entire scene open in a browser. Okay, now I can rotate this and I can see this in the browser. So if it opens like this, it means that your verge3D software is working fine. So now the next thing what we have to do is, we are now going to build our own application. And to build the application, close this browser. And now coming back here, you have another tool here called as App Manager. So when you click on App Manager, this is going to open now this browser. So first thing it asks is, where you want all your applications to be stored. You have to give a path. Say for example, right now in users Gundurao document verge3D app, it is getting installed. So I will leave it in this default path and I will click apply. And once I click apply, right now this doesn't have any app over here. So to start with, what we have to do is, we have to start with creating a new app. You have a button here, click on create new app. And the first app that we are going to now create will be an interactive table for IKEA or some furniture company. Say for example, you have to design an interactive part to a virtual, that is to a virtual furniture shop. So I will show you an example of how this is going to work. Okay, so now this application that we are going to build will be a table like this. You can rotate around like this, and also when we click on the material here, say for example, I can change the material here, and also I can main the steel material here, and I can also create an animation like this. This is a program that we want to now build for a virtual furniture shop. So here we can change the material, we can animate it, we can change the material of the steel frame by choosing different material here. This is a sample application that we are now going to build in our new session. So for this, what we are now going to do is, now, right now the app manager is empty. We are going to create our first application by clicking here on create new app. And we are going to give this interactive table. So I will give it the name as interactive table. So you can use different types of app templates here. So right now I am going to leave everything as default. I am not going to enable physics. I am going to use the standard light, and I am going to click on create app. So now this app is created, and when you click OK, you can now see the interactive table app has been created. So where this app has been created, now we have set the path. When we actually started this, we have set the path to documents, and in documents we had created a folder called verge3D apps, and inside this app you have this interactive table. And now if you open this, all these files, related files, are created by verge3D automatically. So now the next part is to build our application.